Alright, I just picked up some steel for a weld cart that I'm going to build to accept this primeweld TIG 225 along with this titanium Harbor Freight MIG welder. It's going to be 2 shelves, so I want the primeweld to sit on the bottom and this to sit on top, basically so that I can open that no problem, not have any issues. But so I'm gonna get doing some measurements. I think I got enough steel. Might have to make another run, but we'll find out here shortly. Also, the reason I'm building a cart instead of just buying one is because I can't really find anything that's going to basically work for both welders. That's perfectly set up for them. There's nothing out there that's perfect for it. I'm sure there's some stuff that's close, but figured screw it, I got the welders, I might as well make my own. Alright, I got the base done. Got everything all weld prepped and cleaned up. That goes back right there. So this is just going to be the base that welder will sit on. It'll basically come back to about right here, and then this will be a spot for the tank. And I think I'm going to put another support right here for the tank. And I don't know if this is going to be a wood top yet or like a sheet metal. We'll find out, but I think these will be fine without any more supports. Just where that tank goes, I'll put one in there. But yeah, now I'm gonna tack it all up and weld it together. Wish I had a table, and you know, that'll come later, I guess. Okay, if I had a table, how I would do this is basically clamp this whole thing up, tack it, check for square, tack some more, weld some more. But since I got my workbench till I get a table in here, this is how I'm squaring everything up. I just using some clamps. And I'm just going to go through like one by one and square all this up all the way down. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but got to work with what I got. So I'm going to throw it on a time lapse and do it that way. Alright, so one of my cuts, probably this one right here, was a little long. Should have checked them and put the longest ones on the outside, but I thought they were fairly consistent. But so we ended up having a gap right here. So I just tacked this block on because my clamps aren't big enough, and I'm just gonna bring that in and close that up and then square it up and weld it in. Alright, I gotta brag a little bit. So we're gonna check for square here, corner to corner. 35 and 3/4. And 35 and 3/4. Not bad for a wooden bench. Alright, that base is all done, and no rock at all. Let's see, wonder if it stayed square. Let's find out. $35 3/4 and 35 3/4. Yeah, I had a problem. I got this thing on, it's only hooked up to 110. It can do 220 volt too, but I haven't ran the wires yet. So it's popping the breaker every once in a while. I just had to slow down welding, but I mean, overall, that's a great welder for the price. Alright, so I got the top rack, or whatever you want to call it, for this welder all cut up and weld prepped, ready to weld. Now, if I was doing this for a customer, what I would do here is pop holes in between each of these, and then one out, maybe one at the bottom, probably the middle one, just to let the air escape because I'm sealing it all the way up with weld, and a lot of times what you'll get is the hot gases inside the tube will blow out, like where you try and close it up. But since it's just for me, it's just a little weld cart, it's not going to be a big deal. At least it's not going to bother me. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that tacked up, weld it up, and then we will start assembling the bottom, which I did put in this brace for where the tank's going to go. And then I got these cut up, which are the legs, or not the legs, basically what's going to tie in the uprights to tie in the bottom to the top, and then we'll get the casters on there too. So I'm going to get to that and show you what I'm done. So here's a little thing I do. So this overall is 22 inches end to end, so center is 11 inches, and this is 1 inch tube. So to each edge would be 10.5 inches from each side. So instead of marking it out, all I do is this is a 1 inch tube, 3, 6, 9, and then a 1/2 inch right here. So that gives me 10.5 inches from each side. So we got 10.5 to the edge of the tube here, which would be also 10.5 to there. Just an easier way to get it on center instead of marking and lining up marks. Okay, so this one's all welded up, and it does have a little bit of play here. I don't know if you can see the gap. Yeah, right there. So now if I had this on an actual table, I would clamp down here and here, maybe throw a little shim under this one while it's cooling down to hopefully cool it, and it would be flat. But is what it is for this project. Alright, here we go. Got the top all done. Just mounting the bottom to the top now. Yeah, I'm just using these blocks to line everything up. Coming out good. Alright, so if you notice here, it's out of square. Not a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is try and pull it back into square with welds. So I'm going to place my welds. I'm going to start with these two. Whoops. And then these two up here. And in theory, what that should do is it's pretty much close up. It's closed. Pull them together. So if I were to pull these in tighter, that should push this thing, this part, back out that way and square it up. It doesn't got to go a whole lot, so I think it'll work. Alright, so like I said, I did those two, and now if anything it's a little out on top, but that'll balance out as I'm welding all the inside. I'm gonna weld the inside first so it kind of pulls all in on each other, and then do the outside. There it is. Put some casters on it. A buddy gave them to me, just had them laying around, but I just spot welded them on there, plug welded them, just in case they ever need to be changed out. It shouldn't be nothing to grind those away and put some different ones on. But yeah, pretty happy with it so far. Got to put the wood on it, got to paint it, and I think I'm going to put a handle here, some other stuff on the side for hanging leads. Not bad. Almost there. Now I just gotta make like a little pouch for this to sit in. Gotta find the angle, build a little box that I think I'm gonna mount right about here. Alright, so it's all done now. I put this on for the foot pedal, the handles, the hooks, the gussets. Now it's just got to be painted. That's pretty cool. And then I just gotta grind these down, put some wood on it. Well, I'm gonna grind those, paint it, and then put some wood on there. And I'll show you guys what it looks like after it's all finished and with the welders on. Woo! It is finally done. I did go ahead and put the hooks on for the tank, because I was like, well, I came this far, why not just put the hooks on? But I'm glad I didn't make it any wider, because it wouldn't have fit back there. I would have had to change some stuff around, but I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. Okay, I lied. I'm not too happy with it. Because if I need to get to any of the grounds, I got the grounds back here. And here for the MIG. This is where I got the MIG stuff on this side. All the TIG on this side. But I don't want to have to pull this thing out every single time I need to get to a lead. So I'm going to have to move something around. Change some positions of some stuff. And yeah, because that's just not going to... I might have to do for now, but I am going to change it. But anyways, that's it. So that was like a 4-day project. Should have been like a 1.5-day project maybe, but I didn't draw up anything. I just kind of started building, and as it went, I cut stuff and added stuff. But if I were to do this again, I would obviously go ahead and draw it all out, get a cut list, and tack everything together and weld everything at once. But that'll work for now. Okay, change my mind again. Maybe this will work actually, because majority of the time I'm gonna have a table right here, one that I can sit under at a chair, and then just turn around and grab my torch. But majority of the time, it's gonna have the ground hooked up to the table already, and I'm just running along the ground right here. Maybe I'll set like a jumper. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I should be able to set a jumper up so that I just run one ground for both machines. That way I never gotta hook up a new ground if I switch from MIG to TIG. But yeah, alright, that makes me feel a little bit better.